Hey y'all, hi. Okay, I have determined that you all want more specific styling suggestions and you want to see me demonstrate them by putting outfits onto my body. I'm basing this on my comment section, my DMs. There's a hue and cry. And today I'm going into my wardrobe looking specifically for nice clothes. So like something that you'd wear to a date night, to a nice dinner. I find myself drifting into suggesting and styling more and more like stain resistant work from home outfits. And while I do cherish that category, I also have a lot to say about what to wear and how to wear it when you want to look good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do today is to put on this top. This is actually new to me. I bought this. I just bought it. This is something else I'm really excited to wear. These came in PR. Look at that heel. Look at that sculptural heel. Okay, here we are. I can't even. I'm so pleased with this. So let's start from the top and go down. I'm wearing this wireless mic, but obviously that wouldn't be there if I was going to a dinner. Hopefully it doesn't ruin it too much. With a top that's this sheer, you're essentially just standing there in your bra or whatever you wear underneath it. A beautiful piece of lingerie would look amazing under this. Like there's layering potential even for something in a color, even for something white. I think if it was just me and Joe and we were going out to like a fancy dinner and low lighting at night, then I might wear a genuine piece of lingerie, or if it was for an editorial or something like this. For going to an event with a bunch of people, something during the day, I think I would feel more comfortable in something like this, just like a bralette. I like the simplicity of it. The sheerness is really dramatic and the simplicity of the bralette kind of like downplays that. You know, there's balance. And then I went ahead and put on these pants, which I've been talking about a lot. These are the balloon pants that I decided to get from Black Crane. I had a pair of balloon pants from Black Crane that I wore for like 15 years, and I feel confident that these are essentially going to be the same. I wear them casually, but this just shows how they can really be dressed up, but they can support a fancier outfit. And I love these shoes with the balloon pants. I'm so happy with this outfit. I actually like, I wish I had somewhere to wear it. So I talked through a little bit of the logic of balance with the bra top underneath the sheer top. There's also something going on with silhouette and balance. For many people, the instinct might be to wear a slimmer pant, right? Because the top, it's sheer, but it's got so much volume and there's so much volume right around the hips and the waist. I feel like because it's so sheer, even though there's a lot of fabric up here, you can still see my body through it. So it makes sense to have sheer on top and voluminous on bottom. And the most voluminous part of the top is below the waist. So it's almost as though can you even call this a peplum? I mean, it technically is, but it's so relaxed, right? The peplum and the pants are sort of like one part of the outfit. And then this sheer, barely there top is another part. And I think that that's why it feels balanced, even though I'm wearing like something that isn't fitted at all, both on the top and on the bottom. And even though this isn't a very high heel, the fact that they are heels at all helps to balance it out. So that's my thinking about proportions for this outfit. For jewelry, I'm wearing my usual dramatically asymmetrical diamond encrusted ear situation, courtesy of idyl jewelry, which is almost all I ever wear in my ears anymore. Idyl is my video sponsor today. So in a few minutes, I'm going to take a short break and tell you about the brand. But first, let's finish styling this outfit. I actually want to try putting my hair up. I'll be right back. Okay, this is so interesting. I think this makes it a little bit more formal, or it's a little bit sleeker, even though it's a pretty messy bun. I do think that the top is well served by an updo like this, and then a lot going on just on the ears. There's no hair interacting with the neckline of the top, and there's no jewelry interacting with the neckline of the top. And I think that that's something worth thinking about. With long hair, when we have a date night or we have a fancy dinner, often the impulse is to wear hair down. It's like we think of long, loose hair as contributing to mainstream sexiness. But there's a trade-off, right? Because when you have your hair down, you cover more skin. So you obscure the line of the neck, the line of the jaw, the ears, whatever's going on in the ears, the collarbone, the back of the neck. Everything gets busier and a lot gets covered up. This is making me wish I had one of those like big, soft leather clutches, you know, like it just is like a big pile of soft leather that you're holding under your arm, but it's your bag. Because I feel like something like that would suit this outfit, but I don't have. So let me see what I do have that's like a bag that would go with this. Okay, I found two options. So this was my first instinct, right? Something minimal, streamlined, the neutral, but it provides some relief for the all black outfit. But this color also kind of matches my hair, right? It's like a warm brown. So it kind of stays within the palette. But shockingly, I think I like this bag better with it, even though it's like, it's a lot. The outfit's a lot. It's weirdly, it's pretty matchy with the shoes. Like the vibe is pretty matchy with the shoes. But if I was truly going to something fancy, like to an event, it's very put together with this. I almost never carry this bag. It's so sculptural. It doesn't fit much. This is more just like a beautiful piece of sculpture in my bag collection, but I would totally carry it with this outfit. Okay, I came back to my office to tell you about the jewelry, but can I also tell you something? I wanted to sit down because with a fancy outfit, I also always kind of want to know what I'm going to look like at the end of the party. Like we stayed a little late, we had a couple glasses of wine, and now we're sitting on the floor. And a lot of times when I'm trying on clothes, especially nice clothes like this in a dressing room, and I can't decide if I want to buy something or not, a lot of times I just sit down on the floor. Sit on the floor in the dressing room just to see how like end of the night dressed up Hannah is gonna look and feel. And it helps me decide if I can really be myself and feel my oats in the garment. Details about the earrings. The brand is Idyl. They make this amazing modular jewelry with the sparkliest, most rainbow-drenched lab-grown diamonds. I was actually just talking recently in a video about how frequently my earrings stack, specifically the slightly edgy asymmetry of it, the drama of that, feels like the key element that's supporting my entire outfit. It was a great day when I discovered that Liv, the ear climber, fits perfectly into the curve of my helix piercing and looks spectacular there. It's like something about the angle when it's there, those diamonds just catch the light in a different way and look like they're glowing from within. So Liv is one of Idyl's core pieces, but these hoops with the dangling diamonds are from the Poems capsule. It's like Idyl does hoops. To me, these are perfect. I love the movement that we get from these pieces. I love the ease of a hoop. I think hoops like this really lend themselves to an asymmetrical look. I love having a bunch of dangling and movement on this ear, and then on the other ear, everything like clustered and stationary, like just studs. But honestly, this combination, I've zoomed in so that you can see it, the Ami with the cloud, those two together, I love that combination so much that I've been wearing it symmetrically pretty frequently. So this exact same stack in the other ear as well. And just like the settings in Idyl's core collection, the hoops are solid 14 karat gold, so I can wear them in the shower without them tarnishing. I can wear them to sleep night after night without them irritating my ears. And to me, that really matters. As time goes on, I find that if I'm really going to bond with a piece of clothing or jewelry, it has to be livable. Like it has to be made to be lived in. It's kind of one of the things I was talking about with this top. It has a kind of sturdiness, and I know that the fabric is strong, so it's going to have that longevity. That quality makes jewelry like this more practical for me, but it also affects the aesthetic. Like you look at it and you can see that it's intentional and considered. You can like see that it's meant to be part of your life. And my Idyl jewelry really is. I wear it almost every day. And then when I'm dressing up, like for a fancy date or for a dinner, I find myself still choosing it almost every time instead of my costume jewelry, because it just looks and feels so much more aligned, even with like the most glamorous version of my aesthetic. So thanks again to Idyl for the support on this video. I am enduringly impressed by what they do. It is such a pleasure to work with this jewelry. I will link all of these pieces down below. And now I am gonna go put together another outfit, although what could be better than this? Okay, let's talk about this Ozma maxi skirt. I leap at the chance to wear this skirt. I love this skirt. I sized up to a large in this so that I could wear it low on my hips so that I could have the length if I wanted, have it touch the floor like this. There are a lot of slip skirts out there that are silk or like imitation silk. This one's like a suede cupro. It has this beautiful weight and drape. I appreciate that it isn't too shiny. I'll try to find some similar to link below since this one's no longer available at Ozma. So my favorite way to wear this is with a t-shirt. I really like wearing a baby tee with this dramatic skirt. But you know, to keep it a little more like date night, I would go with something semi-sheer and fitted. This is the whipped ribbed tee from Negative. This is the kind of fancy that I feel like is perfect for like brunch. I'm just gonna try taking my hair down. Yeah, this is more like it. Dressed up for brunch, but it doesn't feel too labored. I think with the t-shirt, with the hair and the messy bun, it felt like the top of my body was incongruously casual compared to the bottom half. And I feel like this has balanced it out a little bit. I said this recently, but I feel like a messy bun can kind of go either way. If you are wearing a more formal top or a top with a more formal silhouette, a messy bun on top of your head can look like an updo. Whereas if you're wearing a t-shirt and you have your hair up like that, then it gives like hastily done messy bun. So I usually wear flat shoes with this skirt. It's interesting. I thought I was going to change into flat shoes because I feel like with a maxi like this, heels really take it to like wedding guest level of formality, right? I usually wouldn't wear this with heels unless I was going to a fancy event. The heel on this is so small that it's as easy to walk in as a flat, honestly, and it's not causing me to feel like overly dressed up, because to me the trick with this skirt is being able to wear it casually, like dressed up but wear it casually, and it's usually flats that do that, but these shoes, it's like they do everything. So I feel like this skirt with like a higher heel than this and maybe a silk cami or something, that would be wedding guest. With a heel like this or a flat shoe and a t-shirt, it's more like brunch or date. What kind of bag would I carry with this? Let me see. Definitely a little baguette or little like east-west, but slouchy, right? A little one like that. To me, this bag with this outfit sort of informs the way one sees the skirt too. This is a very 90s bag silhouette, and the skirt is pretty 90s in its way. It's a little more voluminous than more columnar skirts, you know what I mean? So it helps it read as that sort of minimal 90s piece with a bag like this. I really like this. And I feel like it would also work for a date, especially because the shirt, like a tight sheer shirt is sexy, but because it's a t-shirt silhouette, it's also a little bit like I didn't try too hard. So if you're meeting someone for a first date, kind of like meeting someone for the first time, you're like, I look good, but I'm in a t-shirt, but I still belong at this fancy restaurant because look at this gorgeous, flowy maxi. All right, I'm out of control. What do we want to do next? Here's what I want to do next. Do you remember this dress? I bought this dress in New York City at a thrift shop. I want to talk about styling sort of a fairly simple jersey dress for a date or for like a dinner. Okay, here's the dress. And this is a particularly interesting case study because it's designed, right? It's from Reformation. So it has some aspects that are silhouette dramatic, but then it also has some aspects that are more casual. Okay, so what's more casual about it is it's just a black dress. It's a cotton jersey knit. So the fabric is pretty casual. It isn't fitted in the waist, right? It's a straight column. Those qualities mean that I can wear it really casually and not feel overdressed. But those qualities also mean that if I want to feel more dressed up, I can style it so that I look more elegant. I look like I'm wearing something fancier than I looked before. Taking this, what I have now with my hair down and with these kind of practical but stunning sandals, taking this to a place that's a bit more of like a knockout look, like immediately look, you can tell that I dressed for dinner. I think that switching out the shoe is going to help do that. And I also think that putting up my hair is going to help do that, because this is once again a situation in which the collarbone and the back of the neck and the jaw and the neck are all sort of covered with hair, like hair is interacting with all of that. And here are the aspects of this dress that are more formal. The neckline, it's very low. And because my hair's down, you can't really see the drama. It's also really long. A higher heel and hair up is going to make a really dramatic difference in the formality level that we read when we look at this dress. So let's give that a try to begin with. Okay, so we've added color and we've definitely added some formality with these shoes. We've added so much more of a sculptural upper body by lifting the hair. Do you see what I was talking about? Like with the neckline of the dress, I just feel like this whole, everything from here down to here suddenly is like exposed. So again, even if you feel like you are at your most done up when you have your hair down, just don't underestimate the aesthetic power of exposing this entire part of your body, especially if you're wearing something that's low cut like this, or, you know, an unbuttoned blouse or something like that. I don't think I would usually wear this dress with these shoes, but I wanted to show this to you just to sort of drive the point home. These are my recent consignment shop find that I talked about in my consignment shop haul video recently. I'll link that in case you haven't seen it, but they are Louboutins. They're like, you know, secondhand Louboutins that I bought at a consignment shop in Portland. I love the color that this has brought to the outfit. I love that the bag kind of goes with the lip color that I'm wearing. The whole thing is much more statement and much more, again, designed and intentional than the dress was before, than it looked before with the dress with like black shoes. But the shoes that I think I would be most likely to wear with this dress are my United Nude shoes. I'm going to put them on. If I wanted to wear this dress to dinner or to a party or something like tomorrow, my first instinct would be to put my hair up and to put it with these shoes. These are still really exciting shoes. I feel like the blue Louboutins were just maybe like a tiny bit too formal to work with a dress that you can dress up or down. The color, everything was amazing the way it all came together, but because this is a dress that you can dress up or down, and so it still has those qualities of informality, it's almost like there's only so far you can push it. This has taken it, I think, to nice dinner or brunch or something like that, especially for the summer. Okay, this is one of my favorite outfits to wear when I have the chance to really dress up for something, right? When I have any event that supports this, I am tempted to wear this. I know I showed these pants to you in my best of video at the end of last year. They're Zimmermann, but I got them secondhand and they're just like one of the best secondhand scores of my life. Like they're just so perfect. They're silk. And this top belonged to a friend of mine, my friend Amaris. She was just decluttering her stuff and I was like helping her go through and declutter her closet, and she didn't want this shirt anymore. And I was like, I'll take it. It's synthetic, but I love the way that it fits. I love the way it looks with these pants. What are the takeaways here? I wanted to show this to you because of mixing prints. Okay, so these two prints have similar color schemes and they are both animal print, but one is a bit more organic and has a smaller pattern, and one is a bit more graphic and has a larger pattern. That's one of the ways to make print mixing work. So you think about like the qualities that are the same and the qualities that are different and try to balance it out. Just imagine like if the top was black and white instead of like beige or tan and black, it wouldn't work as well. Or if this is like snow leopard instead of this warm colored leopard, it wouldn't work as well. So if you imagine that, you can see what I'm talking about with putting these prints together. I put these with these MGemmy platform sandals, largely just because I need the height. These pants, I never got them taken in. They're like a size too big for me and they're really long. I never got them taken in or hemmed. I always have to wear a pretty tall shoe with them. And then I still have to be a little bit careful, but I love the drama. And because I got them secondhand, I don't feel like precious about them, even though they're designer. So I really love that. These shoes work really well. And you know, it's a third animal print. So it's like, it works. I took my hair down because I feel like I needed something undone to balance out the intensity of this. But for a bag, what would I do for a bag? I feel like this bag is working for everything right now. Almost any small bag would work. Oh, I love it with this bag. Maybe a little more winter, right? I feel like the yellow bag made it a little more summer, but this would probably be my number one choice. This is also Freya. It's Freya New York, and it's also animal print. I feel like the other Freya bag, the brown one, would look good too, but nothing's gonna really top this. Here it is with the brown bag. I think that this bag, it's making it look a little bit more daytime because it's bigger. The smaller bags, we're keeping it more like event or dinner. This bag is making it look like I'm just the kind of person who wears an outfit like this to go to the grocery store. It's more like brunch and shopping in this outfit because that's who I am. That's not really who I am. I would wear this to an evening event and I would carry one of those smaller bags. Okay. I don't know. These lace pants are very fitted. Okay, I have a lot to say. I'm still trying to decide about the lace pants. And I don't know. Every time I put these on, I'm not totally sure because they're so fitted through the thigh. But here's what I wanted to say. These are not the shoes that I would wear with these pants. But before I take them off, I want to tell you why. It's because the pants are a little bit, they have a vintage vibe, right? The fabric is sort of this like lace tablecloth fabric, and then they flare. They're tight through all the way down to the knee, and then they flare. These shoes also have a little bit of a vintage vibe, right? They're a little bit 60s, a little bit, they have that like 60s platform uniform silhouette, just a little bit. So both the pants and the shoes are like a contemporary take on something a little bit 60s. These aren't like, the pants aren't dramatically 60s, but they have a vibe and they have some aspects. And the shoes aren't dramatically 60s, but they have a vibe and they have some aspects. When you put them together though, they like enhance each other's vintage vibe, and I start to feel a little bit like I'm in costume as a flower child. I don't feel like that when I just wear the pants with something more modern, and I also don't feel like that when I just wear these shoes. But when I put them on together, I feel like that. It's something that can sometimes happen, right? If you're getting dressed, you suddenly look like you stepped out of another era. It might be because there's just a slight nod to certain silhouette that's in multiple pieces that you're wearing, and it's adding up to be too much. So I'm gonna change these shoes. I'm gonna put the Cocalico shoes back on. Okay, I still don't like this outfit. I'm still gonna troubleshoot, but I wanted to show you what a huge difference that makes to the pants, because I feel like from here down, I love it now, whereas before it was just not sitting right with me. Like these shoes with these lace pants, that's some Pinterest fantasy stuff right there. But I don't like this. Why? What's the problem? I wore this shirt to dinner the other evening and I loved it. And I felt like it was perfect for the occasion because it's so draped and sensual. The deep V is open so low. I love these like oversized long sleeves. And I wore it with those black harem pants from the first outfit. And so everything was sort of like drapey and sensual. I could put those pants back on and show you how they looked. I want to figure out why it's not working. I think one reason might be that my hair is down and something about the way that it looks right now with the side part and the collared shirt and then the like pants that are tight at the top, the slim pants with the collared shirt. For some reason, like I feel like my hair doesn't look good to me, whereas it's been looking fine this whole time. So we could try an updo and see what that does. Hold on. Okay, I do like that better. Putting up my hair helped balance out this outfit, this version of the outfit. There's a fly in here right now and the day is ending and Joe just went to pick our kid up from school and I'm like feeling rushed and everything's just coming to a head. So I'm sorry. The video is about to be over. I do feel like that works better. I don't know, messy bun with this shirt. It is giving a little bit harried woman, but the makeup, the lip, the jewelry is sort of helping ground it in like date wear, perhaps. It's something about the silhouette of the pants. This is not the bag I had the other night because we went out to dinner as a family. So I had like a tote, a big slouchy tote. I had to have like my kid's backup clothes in case he poured water all over himself and stuff like that. I also was wearing flat sandals. I wasn't wearing these shoes. So I was less elevated, right? It was like a tired mom on a Friday going out to dinner with her family, but she really wanted to wear her butter yellow silk shirt. I think that if I was really going to brunch with friends and I, wanted to make a little bit more of an effort, but I wanted to wear the same core outfit, then this is how I would style it, right? So it's a bit matchy, the bag with the shoes, but I'm available for it. The hair is no longer mysteriously giving Jennifer Aniston on Friends. I think that it's because I changed the pants. There was something about the collared shirt with a fitted pant, a fitted flared pant, but that's been solved because of the balloon pant. So what are the takeaways here? I feel like swathing oneself in fine fabrics is always a way to go. And actually, it is a really interesting silhouette thing. The fact that volume on top with a fitted pant on bottom was making me feel a bit awkward. And this could partly just be my style or my body type or whatever, but I didn't feel stylish. I felt a little unstylish in that silhouette, even with this shirt that I love so much. But swathed draping fluid top with swathed draping fluid bottom is working. So that's something to think about. If you have something fluid and flowy and you've never managed to make it work, try putting it with something else fluid and flowy. This is in a way the most casual of all the outfits that we've looked at, but I think that it was still worth sharing, especially with the shoes. Like there's something about the way that it works with the shoes. And the last thing I'll say about this is that the bag, y'all, look at this. I just pulled this bag out of the closet back there. I feel like this. I was thinking to myself, I wish I had a bag that sort of looked fancier, because that other bag looked really quirky and, is a stunning piece, but it doesn't really give evening wear. Whereas this does give evening a bit more. And I feel like this really makes this outfit fit the brief of this video. Sorry, I've become incredibly chaotic with the camera at this late hour. This is it. This is the finished fit, I feel, with all of these pieces, and I really, really love how it has come together. I love all of these textures, and you know, I thought I didn't like butter yellow with black, but I feel like this is really making it work. All right, I've lost the plot. I've got to go. I've got to go. Should I go back to my office? Yeah. Okay, wow. The day has just ended without me realizing it. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. I hope that you enjoyed it, and let me know what kind of a occasion you'd like to see me do this for next. You know, this was for date night, but do you want to see me do wedding guest, or do you want to see me do work, dressing for the office or something like that? Like, let me know what version of this you would like to see. I really appreciate you, and as always, my friends, I hope that you are taking the time to appreciate yourself, sit quietly with yourself, and take extra good care of yourself.